ladies. Welcome to Tech for Africa. On Wednesdays, we have a Tech Bite series where you learn tech skills weekly, and there you go, achieving your dreams. My name is Elizabeth Edwards, founder of Tech for Africa, and I'll walk you through how to set up Github Desktop and just a very simple tutorial. So if you don't have a GitHub account, on my screen, just go to github.com and hit sign up, and takes you through about 4 steps to set up your GitHub account, and there you go. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that on my screen right now. I'm gonna skip some steps. I have it set up, but just for you to see the workflow. All right. Okay, so right now I have signed in. I'm sure you signed up as well. It's going to ask you to for tokens and your email, and once you sign in, this is what you see. Now we're going to create a repository. Now before that, what we want to do, let me just recap it. I'm sure you know GitHub. GitHub helps you manage your code repository, right? So if you're working in a team, you it helps you to version control your project files and helps you to ensure that you can easily integrate workflows in your team. Yes, yeah. So GitHub gives you a perfect platform to collaborate, to manage versions of your applications, and helps you deploy as well. Yeah. Okay. Let me just keep that simple. Um, Now, the next thing you're going to do, as you can see on my screen, is to go to desktop.github. What we want to do is to download GitHub Desktop. There is a Git instance of this where you have your Git bash, but I'm going to do that in another video. Just want to keep it simple. We're going to use the GitHub Desktop. Yeah. Now, once you download GitHub Desktop, this is what you see. Yeah. Let me reiterate that you need to also download Git, Git. Yeah. Okay. Just a second. Let's take this step by step. Ladies, note that GIT is the, let me go back to that. GIT is like the command line interface uh, for GitHub, right? To access remotely GitHub functions. It also has Git Desktop. Now, the Git Desktop, this is what you just downloaded, any of this for your computer, right? So it's like the command line access. Now, the GUI, the Git up desktop, the Git desktop gives you the GUI, that is the graphical user interface. So you don't have to necessarily add code, right? So it gives you the opportunity to use a graphical user interface. You're going to see that in action very soon. Okay, let me go back to, yeah, this is the GUI option. Okay, let's go back to, we're going to create a repository right now, and so we can get started. These are like the repositories I have already on Tech for Her. This gives you all your functions, your profile, your projects, your repository, your organizations. In subsequent videos, we're going to explore some other aspect of it. So right now, let's create a repository. So this plus sign here, you can create a new repository. I want to think of what we're going to create. Okay, let me see. This is the username for now. Let's say what do we use? Okay, just a second. Yeah, let's go. Hi Taylor. Just hi Taylor. Okay, so cloth designs, right? Cloth designs on demand. All right. Now in GitHub, you have the chance to make your repository public. That is, anyone can see it on internet, or private. That is, you choose who you want to see it. You can share a link to your repository with who you'd like to see it, or add them as a collaborator. We're going to make it public, and we need to initialize this repository. It's ideal. So it just had something like an introduction to your repository. Okay, there's another part of it called git ignore. There's a file that GitHub adds to your repository when it's created. It's called .gitignore. And what this means is whatever files or folders you don't want GitHub to feature on your cloud instance, that is, when GitHub creates that instance on its space, you don't want it to be transferred from your desktop, like that is your computer, your remote source. Yeah, so you need to add them here. For instance, maybe a private key, passwords, and all that. Yeah. Now, license. For license, we you can leave this. It's not compulsory, but by default, we usually use the MIT. MIT is like a license that allows people to use your code responsibly. Responsibly, yeah, and it's not a commercial license generally. Yeah. Okay, let's just leave it there. Okay, so let's just create the repository, and it's currently loading the instance of your. Yeah, here we go. Now this is the code space, your GitHub space for iTailor that we just created. Now the next thing we want to do is, let me just show you around. You are currently watching this. If you share this, some people might find your project, and it shows you that okay, so number of people are watching. You can fork, or they can fork your. Fork means to create a sub instance, another instance of your own repository on their own space, right? Yeah. Then you can star. I can start this. Okay, let's go on. This is our main branch. I want to keep it simple. We can create other branches, but this is the main branch, and this is the featured branch by default. Yeah. Now we have just one commit, and that commit is just what we did right now to create this repository, and we initialized with with a README what we did, the initial commit, right? The README, yeah. You can edit the README. This is what we have here for now. Also, you can add files, you can create a file, you can upload files. GitHub gives you a code editing interface where you can create maybe .html, .py, and stuff like that. Okay, now what we want to do right now is to we want to open it in our GitHub Desktop, which we downloaded. If you want to use the Git, right, the command line, what you do is you just type git clone, git space clone space. You just copy this link and put there. So what it's going to do is it's going to download, clone this repository on your desktop. The other way to do it is using the graphical user interface, right? And we use the open with GitHub Desktop, which you downloaded. Open, that is opening. Okay. Okay, I have it here. Okay, so it's asking you, prompting you to clone it. So I'm gonna clone it. Just look at. I'm sorry, that was fast. It's cloned it currently. You can choose where to clone it into, but by default, when you install GitHub, it gets installed in your documents folder. So when you go to your document folder, you find a GitHub folder. Right there in the GitHub folder, anytime you clone using the graphical user interface, it gets cloned into that folder. Now, this is our GitHub Desktop. Now, here is our current active repository. You can switch between different repositories here. Yeah. And this is our main branch. And this is where we push our commit. Yeah. And or fetch the origin. That is, fetch it from the GitHub instance in the cloud. Yeah, just where we were the other time. Okay. You can open this repository. This GitHub Desktop gives you some functions, quick functions here. You can open, if you have Visual Studio Code, open, installed on your computer. You can open using editing with the Visual Studio Code, and you can show where this is on your currently on your computer by using the Show in Explorer. Currently, you can't see that screen, but I'm going to show you very soon. Uh, Okay, okay. Just a second. All right, here we go. You can also view on GitHub. That's where we're coming from, the GitHub instance. Yeah. Oh, I need to show you my desktop screen. Just a second. Let me do that. I just realized that. I'm sorry, ladies. Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm sorry. The last time I couldn't show you or the GitHub Desktop. I thought it was showing. Okay. Now I was talking about the Visual Studio Code that you can already start editing your code, creating your code files using the Visual Studio Code if you already downloaded it, and you can watch a previous video I did on the Visual Studio Code. All right. Now you can show in Explorer. That is, you can show where it is on your computer. Okay, I'm gonna click on that right now, show in Explorer. Now by default, I said it's stores it in the GitHub folder on your document by default. Now you have the iTailor instance right there. This is the initialized file. Now for every GitHub folder, you have this .git. Make sure you don't delete it because it stores the information, Git information and configuration for your repository. Yeah, once you delete it, it's going to disconnect from the cloud instance and your project would not function as it should. Yeah. All right, let's head back to our GitHub desktop. Uh, okay, yeah, we're done with this. Now, what's the next thing we need to do? The next thing we need to do is I want to show you how you can create something on your folder. So let's do something. Let's make a change. This is where any changes you make is going to load here automatically, right? Remember, we're focusing on using the GUI interface here. Yeah, just let me close all these unnecessary folders. All right. Now, I just want to create a text file. Let's say hello.html. Hello.html or py. Let me just use HTML. Just something simple. Yeah. Okay. Uh, when you head to the GitHub desktop, it's going to show you that, oh, you have a new change here. Now, for every change, it can automatically give you something to put there. Like you created a hello HTML. You don't need to add a description. If you want to, you can add it. But the most important, you have to fill out this title field for you to be able to commit to main. Like I said, the main branch is the your feature branch. You can create other branches. Let's say you have a project and you have your designer, you have the database person. You can create branches for them so that they can easily upload what they're doing, and you can review as the owner of the business or the code manager, the IT manager, review that, okay, this is good, and you push to the main branch, which is this. All right, so let's commit to main. Committing that. Once you click on commit to main, it's trying to commit the changes. All right, there you go. The next thing is to push it. You have a local commit and it hacks, it demands that you push to origin. So it's going to put that to push that to GitHub cloud instance. Just let's wait for it to push those changes. All right, I think it's done now. What we need to do is to get back to our code instance, our cloud instance, and do a refresh. So here we go. We have hello. Right here, you can view the commit trend. Yeah. Let's say maybe your database guy or girl did something and it just streams here. Okay. If I make any changes on this file locally, where is it? Or let's add to her. Let's say, okay, I want to start coding. I want to open this with, okay, wanted to head, just a second. Or just want to do a quick one with my notepad. Okay, just want to add, hello, hello world. Okay, make it bold. All right, so I want to make these changes. If I go to my GitHub, it's going to tell me there is a change. So I updated hello. I can commit to mean, right? Now here is showing you what changed on that file. You're going to be able to view that on this panel. All right. The next thing, I push to origin, or you can just click on here. And there you go. It's pushing our changes. Uh, Once it's done, I'm going to view that change on the cloud instance on GitHub. Just a second. Let's just wait for it's refreshing. It's almost done. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's do a refresh. We're gonna have three commits now. All right, there you go. Okay, quickly, what I want to do, let's say you have a designer and you want them to, uh, first thing is you need to be able to head your collaborators. And how do you do that? You go to settings, you click on collaborators, and you add people. Once you had the email, right, they have access to your repository. And once they have access, they can create a branch. And how do they create branch? You can just type it here. So you can have, let's say the person's name is Helen. I'm going to create that branch for Helen. Enter. Okay. Just create, click on this to create the Helen branch. I was using enter. It had to work, but okay. Right now, like I said, you can switch between branches here. You can switch between the main. Oh, the tutorial is kind of longer than it should be, but let's just do it for today. I guess because we have the create, how to create, use GitHub and GitHub Desktop. Okay, you can switch between the main. Main is the default, and between other branches. In Helen branch, let's say we create, I think we're going to leave that to the next tutorial. I'm going to take it from here. And also we're going to do how to use the Git command line access. Now, each other branch can contribute, right? And the main branch is always up to date. You need to always make it up to date with your approved changes from your team. Yes, and there is a protocol. You can create a protocol to ensure that your team members don't push changes to the main until you have approved. I'm going to show you all that in the next tutorial. Thank you for joining us, and it's been a nice time showing you around. And see you in our next tutorial. Please like our video, share with your friends, girls, let's say women. Yeah, so it's exciting. All right, see you in the next video. Have a great time. Bye.